Hello, can you see the word now? Is it clear this word? Hello, is it clear now? So is this clear? Okay. So as I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, as we started, we have different types of protein structure. We have primary structure. Basically, we have three different types of protein structures. We have fibrous proteins, we have globular proteins, and then we have membrane proteins. And of course, these different proteins, we actually classify them based on their shape and solubility. So as you can see that globular proteins, it is spherical in shape. Globular proteins, it is spherical in shape. It is spherical in shape, while this is, of course, in terms of fibrous proteins, it is fibrous in shape. So in terms of the shape, you can see that these different types of proteins, they differ from one another based on their shape, that is based on their structure, then based on the solubility from one another based on their shape. So now, which one is soluble in water and which one is insoluble in water? Between globular proteins and fibrous proteins, which ones are soluble in water and which one are insoluble in water? That is the next questions that I want you to answer. Between these two, which one is soluble in water and which one is insoluble in water? Yes. Yes, I'm listening. Which one is soluble in water and which one is insoluble in water? Yes. Excellent. Globular proteins is soluble in water, while, of course, for, let me try to connect this so that at least I will be seeing your comment. Give me some minutes. So as you said, globular proteins is soluble in water, soluble in water, while fibrous is insoluble. So now the question is that what make globular proteins to be soluble in water? Because you know that generally when it comes to the issue of protein structure, it is made up of amino acids. And some of these amino acids are soluble in water. Sorry, yeah, some of these amino acids are polar while some are non-polar. So the question is that because the word globular means that the protein is spherical in shape. So in a protein, we have a sequence of amino acids. And this sequence of amino acids is made up of polar and non-polar amino acids. So those amino acids that are impolar, they will actually hide themselves, while all the polar components of the amino acid or of the proteins will expose, so will be on the surface of the protein. So that is why if you look at the globular proteins, it's spherical in shape like this. So all the non-polar component will be hidden, while the polar component of the amino acid will remain exposed. They will remain exposed. So it means that it's not that the globular proteins is made up of all polar amino acids. No. Some of the non-polar amino acids, they will remain hidden. They will hide themselves in, while the polar component will be on the surface. So that is why it is actually called globular, because it forms a globular shape, that is spherical shape, where all the non-polar amino acids will hide themselves, while the polar amino acids will remain exposed on the surface of the protein. So this is where we have the polar amino acid on the surface, polar amino acids on the surface, and then of course the non-polar amino acid will remain hidden. They will hide themselves. So that is what makes globular proteins to be soluble, while fibrous protein, because it is fibrous in nature, and that is what make it to be, of course, insoluble in water. And then, of course, the next type of protein is a membrane protein. And when you said membrane proteins, it means that there are proteins that are found on the membrane, that is the cell membrane. And of course, we have different examples of these fibrous protein, globular proteins, and membrane proteins. Please, is there anybody that have examples of these? Is there anybody that have examples of these? Okay, I should re-explain. Okay. I said globular proteins, it is, I think because of this network issue, let's see how, maybe we can postpone the class. Let's postpone the class.